introduce to you Mr Jim Metropoulos.
Hello, my name is Jim Metropoulos, proud Qantas employee for the past 26 years. I have a question for the CEO or the Chairman of Qantas. The Group Head of Corporate Affairs, Ms Olivia Worth, was quoted extensively in the media on October 24, 2011 as stating, and I quote, "Qantas doesn't use outsourcing. Qantas will continue to work with the Transport Workers Union and will continue to have the current arrangements that we have. There is no plan to outsource, none," she said. First of all, is this statement true? And secondly, if the statement it is true, why are you seeking to outsource thousands of jobs as of a condition of coming to agreement with your employees?
Jim. Alan, maybe you'd like to answer that.
Qantas, I think Olivia has been misquoted or misinterpreted a lot of things that she said. And I have to say, what I actually find very disappointing is some of the attacks that people have been levying on Olivia for doing her job and doing the right thing by the company. And I think that is very disappointing that some people have been doing that, because I think she's doing an amazing job for us and she's a credit to Qantas in what she's done. Can I say, in relation to what we've always said, and what Olivia was saying, is that that we have to be competitive, and we've said that. We've said that by the actions that we're doing, that there will be, and we've made a commitment that there would be no compulsory redundancies as a result of Qantas using contracting activity. We've said, and we have had a deal with the TWU to set up, as you know, Qantas Ground Services, which is a Qantas company. And that is a company that we use for ground handling.
Well, first of all, Mr Clifford, I'm the old school, 85 years of age, born in Dee Why, Sydney. I believe on your attitude, behaviour and conduct, we're not getting anywhere at all. Nor the attitude, behaviour and conduct of poor old Mr Joyce, we're not getting anywhere at all. Now, I have a comment and it's a big question together. On the big explosion, today's AGM is all about industrial relations. It's all about the management versus the workers. It's all about the board of directors not doing a proper job. They've failed. They have failed to overcome the strikes and industrial disruptions. Well, what is the peculiar, strange and weird Qantas that we're here today about? Well, I can tell you, as an economic historian, Qantas is a corporate body, and it's more corrupt and profligate than individuals, because they have more power to do mischief and are less amenable to disgrace or punishment. They feel neither shame, remorse, gratitude and goodwill. Companies like Qantas, they have no soul, they have no conscience, they have no ethics, they have no morals. This is the letter I wrote to Mr Clifford. Mr Clifford, Qantas Chairman and Board and Joyce. 1, you've got to come to grips with the ongoing strikes and a recalcitrant board of arch conservatives. Let me introduce my feelings as per my letter to the old corrupt scandalous Sydney Morning Herald. Number 2, the board and CEO Joyce are not battling and fighting the enemy Gaddafi in Libya, but the board and CEO Joyce are fighting and battling ordinary Australian Qantas workers without any compassion and mercy. The workers, 30,000, are being treated, Mr Clifford, savagely, brutally, scandalously and almost as non-persons. Number 5 point I gave you, of course I will be voting no to the remuneration report, and I have a basher about Joyce in that. Number 6, finally, the board has got blood on its hands, fellow shareholders, being the blood of bulldozed and butchered Qantas workers. Mr Clifford, and the board
I received
you
your...
are fighting. I haven't finished, thank you.
I received your letter.
On and on. Mr Joyce, you had 15 minutes to start with. Joyce had 45 minutes. He had a bit more. I've only got 1 more minute, thank you, 60 seconds.
No problem.
You are fighting the Transport Workers Union, 3,000 good men and women. You're fighting the aircraft engineers, 1,400 strong. You're fighting the aircraft pilots, 1,400 strong. You are fighting and battling 5,800 good workers of Qantas on both sides of the industrial. But I agree with one thing here. On both sides of the industrial fence, we find obsessions and obstinacies, the self-deceptions and prevarications of humankind. But you, Mr Clifford, and the board of 11 others, I think, far too big a board, are not doing enough to overcome the industrial disputes and the arguments. What have you done yourself? You didn't speak when you're down at the podium about having a special working party of directors to go into it all. Why should you or we go to Julia Gillard? She won't do anything. She's got enough plate on her plate now in Perth. I believe the question is, what are you, Mr Clifford, doing, and what's the damn board doing to overcome the industrial disputation?
Thank you, Chairman. It's a hard act to follow.
Thank you.
Mr Bamble Shakabai.
Good morning, Mr Chairman. Bamble Shakabai. I'm a shareholder who bought in at $2.68 a few years ago, which seemed like a bargain at the time. Really did. I've got a few, just one question following up from the 49% foreign ownership cap, which has been mentioned by a few other shareholders. And Mr Clifford, I'm actually in complete agreement with you. I think it should go. It's anachronistic. It's something that doesn't apply to any other companies that exists because people still think Qantas is owned by the people. It's not. It's a private company. I'm just not sure if Mr Joyce actually agrees with you, because on page 7 of the annual report, and if I could just quote, he said, "But some things about Qantas will never change. We will always be an Australian company owned by Australians." So I'd like to know, how do you reconcile that with wanting to get rid of the 49% cap? Or is this a case of Qantas still calling Australia 51% home? Thank you.
The reality is, at the moment, we do have that cap in place. I think Alan referred to a number of changes within the international shareholding, which is beneficial to the company. And I think the initial point you made, if you look long term, other Australian icons do not have that foreign ownership cap. But it's a pretty emotive issue when it comes to the public and the Parliament. So we'll see what transpires. And I'm sorry about your $2.68 purchase price. I purchased at a higher price, but the objective of this company is, of this board and the management, is to make sure that that $2.68 turns out to be a decent investment. So we'll be working for you.